If I have a check that's written to you, how does that help me?
So here's the thing. I'm glad you asked that. So it's the technology part of this, which just kind of makes it work a lot more. So there is now technology um, where you can. What's up, everybody? I am Zap. This is Jericho, and we are the now 8-time international award-winning pop hip-hop music duo band in Future. We do clean, fun music that everyone can listen to with a sound that's uniquely Californian. Hi! And you are now tuned in to the Life a Circus podcast, where we talk about things that are funny, interesting, or just plain ridiculous, ridiculosity, if you will. Yeah, help us out, though. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm asking for. Not much. You can hit that like button. You can hit that subscribe button.
That's great.
You can share this video. Wow, that's 3 things.
Nice.
Or you could leave a comment about what we're talking about today.
Hit me. What we talking about?
And that's scams, baby. Talking about them scams. There's a whole lot of scandalosity going on. Is that a word?
It definitely is. It's a word I would use. So yes.
Scandalosity. Yeah, it's a whole lot going on. So I brought this up because I literally got a letter from my bank that was like, yo, there's a whole lot going on. Check this out. They didn't word it exactly like that, but that was the vibe.
I got you.
And it was extensive. Again, back in the day, is just, hey, don't let anybody find out about your PIN number, or bad things could happen. Now it's just gotten really crazy. And there's a lot of scams. I put 10 on here. I think they gave me more to look out for. But just 10 that have popped up that are catching people left and right just because of the times that we live in, the technology being super advanced now, and people are using technology not only for good things but for bad things, and that's where these scams come in. One thing we already talked about was the AI voice thing.
Oh God, yes, that's still insane.
Yeah. So I'll put a link to the video up here where we talked about the lady who nearly got scammed. Basically, to reiterate that story, there was somebody who took her daughter's voice, made an AI model of it, and then called her mother saying that she was in trouble and she needed ransom money. So, if you get it's the time that we're living in, but if you get a call from somebody and it says that they're a friend or a close family member, they're in trouble, develop some ways where you can double check that, double check the number that they're calling from, call them back on their personal number, have some kind of, they even suggested have some kind of code or something that you both know to tell that it's crazy to think about, but that's the thing that's happening. The second thing, number 2, is people stealing checks from the mailbox. Right?
That's so crazy.
So I've never experienced that. I've had checks that have gotten lost in the mail, I suppose. So I don't think they were stolen. I think maybe they just went to the wrong place or something. But even now, I have to double check this, but I've heard of stories recently where people are jacking up the mail people so that they can get the keys. So they're basically robbing the mailman of the keys to different places so that they can go in and get people's mail. And which is.
But how can you? Okay, so if I'm a criminal, I'm not. If I was, I don't know how you. If I have a check that's written to you, how does that help me?
So here's the thing. I'm glad you asked that. So it's the technology part of this, which just kind of makes it work a lot more. So there's now technology where you can use chemicals to erase parts of checks.
Oh, wow.
So they use the chemicals, they erase your name, they erase the dollar amount, they put in whatever dollar amount they want, they write it to themselves, and then
That's crazy.
yeah, that one especially like caught
Okay.
me off guard. It's like it's that deep right now. And this is literally a message that my bank sent to me. And I mean, they send messages all the time, and honestly, I should probably read them more. But I'm like, this is extensive. And then when I read it, I was like, whoa.
Uh-huh.
And that one in particular, they say use a permanent pin that's hard, so the information is a little bit harder to erase. They say make sure to fill out the payee dollar amount space completely, and then draw a line at the end of the space, and also sign your checks the same way every time, have the same signature.
Mhm.
And then the third thing you can do is just mail your checks from directly inside the post office.
Okay, makes sense.
Um,
Yeah, makes sense.
so yeah, that's a big one. Um, I think the rest of these we probably heard before.
Mhm.
Number three, calls or texts from your bank saying that you need to transfer money to an account to cover a fraudulent charge.
Right.
So you got a charge you don't recognize, and then you get a call from the bank, hey, send this money here because, um, you know, so your account won't be negative or something like that.
Yeah.
So you just kind of got to look at, I would probably contact your bank first. I don't think they might call you to verify a charge. I've seen that. I get a call or a text to verify, but I've never seen a bank call you and be like, hey, send money to this account.
Right.
Like, don't do that.
Suspicious.
Send money to this account that is not your account.
Mhm.
Um, IRS, man. People are getting calls from people who say that they are the IRS and that they owe back taxes. Um, so again, I've heard that the IRS doesn't call you, but I'm not 100% sure about it. Someone could correct me in the comments. But I feel like if I get contact from the IRS, it's usually a letter in the mail.
I can
Have
tell
you?
you something from personal experience about how
Okay.
the IRS rolls if you want to know it's really them.
Enlighten us, Sir Jericho.
They might send you a letter or two, but you'll know it's real when you just open your bank account one day and your money's gone.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, they'll just do that. They're like, that's fine. We'll just take it.
so you're saying they don't ask for the money? They just
If it gets bad enough, if you really want to make sure, I don't know if this is the IRS. I don't know if this is the IRS. If your money is gone, yes, that was the IRS. 100%. And
wow.
there's this little note that says, "We took it, ha ha ha." Like it's all it is.
Okay.
That's a little tip for
Where,
y'all.
oh yeah, I guess that's a good tip. I have not been that
Also,
deep.
don't let it get that deep. Pay your taxes. Don't not pay your taxes.
I see. Well said. Moving right along. Now, this is one that I have experienced. Number five is people sending you money on accident, and then say, "Hey, send it back to me." So
Oh,
I have had that on. So I was using Cash App, and then I opened my Cash App, and there was money in there from somebody I didn't know, and then stuff like this happens too. Like this is I'm not a fan of Cash App.
mhm.
Not to just throw them under the bus or anything, but it's just not my personal preference, because it just feels like so many things could go wrong. Like if you type the person's handle wrong or something, and now
Yeah,
your money gets sent to another person, and it's just like, uh, and I feel like it's harder to get back
I agree. Yeah, I get that.
if you can get it back. I feel like you can't even get it back sometimes. But yeah, someone sent me money, and I was like, what do I do? Because I didn't want to interact with them,
Yeah, I get that.
because like maybe that's how the door gets open. So I think the best thing to do is just contact the platform that you got the money from and be like, hey, I don't know this person. This money isn't mine. What do I do? I think that's
Mhm.
probably like the safest thing to do. Um, I think they just handled it internally, and so
Okay. Okay.
I didn't have to do anything. But again, it's just like I feel like if that's a scam, maybe there's even ways to play on your what's the word? Inhibitions, lack thereof.
I think
because you're like, ooh, money, and you just take it, and then
right. This is more making me think of that check thing. But there's so many ways to do this, like technological switch thing. That there are people that say, "Hey, I want to bless you," right? I don't know if you've seen this one, but they're like, "Hey, so give me your Cash App." And in my head, I think first, well, if you have my Cash App, the only thing you can do is give me money. But I'm pretty sure there's a way for certain people, if they have your Cash App, they can figure out a way to reverse it or something. So
yeah,
I've never.
or maybe they're looking for other information that's on your Cash App. Maybe through that they can find out what bank you're using or your name or your address.
It's got to be something that they can do. But yeah, definitely never responded to that. No one that you don't know. Nobody that doesn't know you is going to give you money out of the good heart. That is not a thing. So get out of your head. No one does that.
I see. Unless it's a stimulus check.
It's like an entity. I don't think it's Biden personally writing your hey about you. I want to give you a little something.
No, wasn't there? There was like I think in those the stimulus checks, there was like a personal message from. It
was AI generated.
All right. Next one is kind of similar to some other ones. A medical emergency. So someone calls you, "Hey, I broke my leg. I need you to send me $1,000."
Doesn't that suck that you gotta like second guess something? Because what if it is something real, right? How do you determine that? Obviously, if it's someone that you know, that's already. But if it's generic, it's like, hey, this is mom. I need $2,000. I broke my foot.
Yeah.
Can you verify your? It's a weird thing, but maybe this is what we have to do now.
Yeah, you just gotta. I think it's just they get people. I feel like it's not so concealed. Like if you're in your right mind, you're just like, this doesn't add up. But something like that, I think that's the real ploy on this particular one. It's just like it's an emergency, so you don't like think straight. There. Case in point, I was watching this other podcast. Shout out to Kev on Stage and his crew, man. They be doing some funny stuff on their podcast. But they have this one guy on their show, To Hear More. He's a comedian, actor, stuff like that. And he was talking about he was in a hurry and he was trying to go into a place, but there was like a glass thing, and he because he was just so frantic, he didn't see the glass, and so he just ran right into the glass because he didn't really see it was there. And they were talking about another story where people were robbing a bank. Not robbing a bank. They were robbing I think it was a Louis Vuitton store. And then one of the robbers, like in all the excitement, he just ran into a window, and it wasn't. Maybe he thought it was a door. I don't know, but he ran into a window and knocked himself out and got caught.
That sounds like Looney Tunes. That's crazy.
It's the worst way to rob a store. Yeah,
agreed.
But I was saying that to say like when you're hyped up like that, you probably do something irrational or.
That's what they're trying to play off of. Yeah. Oh my God, somebody's not thinking straight again, that whole anxiety, paranoia. A lot of people suffer from all that, and this is part of it. It's like I have to second guess. It's like I can't believe my eyes, I can't believe my ears, I can't believe anything. I have to like double check everything. That's stressful.
Yeah. So have to think back to this episode, people, and just take a breath, kind of think through it, make sure it's all legit before you just start sending out money. 7, which is interesting, but it makes sense. Give us remote access to your computer so that we can fix it.
Oh, that's a no, never.
Yeah,
never.
I've never had that before, but I feel like I have been on some customer service calls where I'm just like, why do you need all of this? When I just usually make sure you're calling the right customer service number, like double check, because even those calls, they ask for a lot of personal information.
They do, right?
Number 8 is also just it's so sneaky, but I feel like if you're not thinking straight, you can get caught up. Strangers at the ATM offering to help you do something. So
I don't like it.
yeah, and I mean, especially if you're like a good-natured person, or if you're an elderly person or something, and you the technology is just like, oh, how do I do this? And hey, I can help you, Granny, and like just type in your PIN number slowly, and then
Right.
yeah, don't let anybody help you at the ATM unless they work for that bank, because yeah, people out here scheming, man.
It'll be lurking too. I do the double. I like the ones that have the mirror in the corners so you can kind of see people behind you.
Oh yeah,
I don't like when people look. They're standing too close. It's like, man,
you're too close, man. You're too close. Die line.
spit hot fire at them. Yes.
Number 9 is interesting. You won a prize, but we need to collect the taxes before we send you the payment.
Yeah. I won a prize for a contest I didn't enter. Like, what happened? Like, I think I remember contest I enter. So if there's like one that I'm thinking of, then I guess maybe they get lucky off of that. Oh my God, I always enter contests. Perfect. Right. But that would never happen again. They would never collect interest from you. So okay, because you think about it, but some people don't. We're going to give you money, but first we need to collect interest or something from
taxes,
you. Yeah, taxes from you first, and then we'll give you all the money. No, they will give you the money with the taxes taken out of it.
Yeah.
So.
Or you pay taxes on the money afterwards.
Oh, sure.
Like, yeah, don't fall for that one.
You gotta have the money first.
And the last one, which I have kind of been got on this one, is social media stores. Stores? Like, yeah, just people who sell things on like Facebook Marketplace, stuff like that. Okay. All these I've tried that before, and it's really sad because Facebook is such a cool option for people to like post their businesses. I mean, we have stuff on there where you can like sell stuff, advertise, all kinds of stuff, and like these janky businesses get on there and they have a really cool looking product. They dazzle you with the advertising, and it's a store you never heard of, maybe a website you never heard of, but it looks cool. So you want to try it out, you buy it, and then like it never comes, or it's not what you thought it was. And then it can be hard to get your money back, because I remember one instance in particular where like I just bought it, but I didn't really look at the website until like I either did, I can't remember what happened. I either didn't get it or it wasn't what I thought. And then so I was looking on the website for a customer service email or something. I found an email, and then it was just like, this email is not connected to anything, blah, blah, blah. And there's no phone number. And it's like, they got me. Like, then you have to file a dispute with your bank or your credit card. And it's a whole thing. Yeah. So have you ever had that one happen to you?
No. The only thing on social media that I've ever gotten are the people that say, give me your whatever, Cash App, Venmo, and I'm going to bless you because you're cool.
I'm going to bless you.
Because I think you're cool. Or the whole, there was the one that, I mean, I remember it got my hopes up for like 5 minutes. The guy who won a lot of money in the lottery, and now it's his mission to bless people. And they even made a page with people's testimonials saying how much their life was changed because this guy gave him $20,000 out of the goodness of their heart, right? If it's not like a Mr. Beast level, you're playing a game and then all of a sudden you hear cha-ching in your thing, it's not real. But you do have to question everything. If you're not sure at all, just look it up. Most scams are documented somewhere, so just blah 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 scam on Google, it'll pop up.
Yeah. Or sometimes if you have the specific website or the specific phone number, the specific name of the person, it'll definitely pop up with other people sharing their experiences and stuff like that.
Right.
But if you want to share your experience here, segue, you can leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. Have you heard of these scams before? Have you been duped by these scams before? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. That helps us out. And hit the share button on this one for sure, because there's a couple of things in here that I didn't even know, especially the check thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. That one's
that's nuts, man. So find your peoples, man. Share this video, and let's stop these scammers, man. Let's stop them from doing this work. Let's make sure that they lose their job as scammers. Make sure they lose their jobs because they're not going to get me. Oh,
They took our jobs!